Welcome to a quick video on how to make training videos. Before you can make a training video, you need software that captures your screen. I have shown a couple of options here in my browser. The first one is EasyVid. This is probably the easiest software to use if you're going to make training videos and simply put them up on YouTube. CamStudio is an open source free package that is not as easy to use, but it gives you more options for doing higher quality recordings and more control over how you do your recordings. The next package here is Camtasia. It's made by TechSmith. This software package is complete, it's robust, gives you all the options, and it's what most professional trainers use to do training videos when they're capturing their screen. It's $300 if I didn't mention that already. The package that I like so far the best for free is put out by Blueberry Software. So if you go to bbsoftware.co.uk and if you look on the second option here, this is their homepage. If you look at the Flashback Express download button and click on that, you'll be taken to this page where you can fill in your email address and then click the download link, and that will take, and then if you go check your email, you'll be given a link that you can download their software from. So here's my email, and I click on this link here, and it proceeds to take you here, and it'll download a Windows installer application. Once that Windows executable is downloaded, you can go ahead and double click that to run that application or run the installer, and it will simply just install the software. There's some screens that you can go through. I just accepted all the default values, and it's just fine for our purposes. Once installed, you are now ready to make a training video. The first thing you need to do before you actually launch the software is you need to prepare an outline and think about what you want to say and what you want to present. We try to keep the videos 5 minutes or less if at all possible. So once the software is installed and you've done your outline, you go to the Start menu and you click on the BB Flashback Express Recorder. Just a quick note, you'll notice here that I am doing screenshots, and I've captured these screens and put them into an OpenOffice document. The reason I did this is because I can't use their recording software to record their session, so I have to do screenshots, and I just stuck the screenshots in here so that you can see exactly what happens when you start up their application. So once you click on the Flashback Express Recorder, you'll be presented with a couple of dialog boxes. You know, they want here's an upgrade dialog, and then they want you to register. The registration is free. You just have to fill out a little bit of your information, and all is good. The first screen that they show you once you get past those two dialogues is a splash screen. The splash screen here just gives you some nice options for learning more about the product and how to use it. It gives you the option to avoid the splash screen once you get proficient with the software and you don't want to see this screen anymore. You just simply uncheck that checkbox, and then you go directly to the main control screen, and you get there by clicking on this record your screen, and that control screen looks like this. Now this is the default control that comes up. Now you'll notice the record, it comes up by default to be full screen without recording sound. For training videos, I recommend that you record the sound if at all possible. You can also add the sound in later as a track to be overlaid, but I think it's easier to do the sound as you work on the screen. You can always turn the sound off if you want to do an overlay on top of that at a later point. But in any case, I want to show you real quick too. They have a tools menu here. If you want to change any of the options on how you record, you go to Tools, Options, and I just showed, for example, the Sound menu here. I did not make any changes to the defaults. The defaults work just fine for this type of training video. So here's what I change that main control to look like. I want to select a region to control what I record, and then I also turn on my sound. Now, your source will be different depending on what your PC has for hardware built into it to record your sound. Mine happens to be a Realtek. So on this main control screen, the first thing that you do is you press this big red button right here. Once I press that big red button, I'll be presented with a little dialog that pops up that asks me to specify my region. And so I want to have my videos recorded in standard HD so that they're viewable not only on the computer but on TV type devices. So I put in 1280 by 720 and then I hit the record button. Once I hit the record button, I'm shown a rectangle that's outlined in red, and this is the area that I'm going to actually record. And you can move this around, you can specify different sizes if you want, whatever you want to do, or you can record your full screen if you'd like. One thing that happens once you hit the record button is you'll be given a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then your actual recording will start. Their training videos cover all this in much better detail. This is just a quick overview. Also, once your screen starts to record, you'll be given a small controller here. You can pause your video by pressing this button, and you can stop the recording by pressing the red rectangle. Once you have made your recording and you press the red rectangle, you're given the option to save your flashback file. Now, don't be confused with an Adobe Flash file. It's not an Adobe Flash file at this point. It's their proprietary file that they use to store the screen recording. So if you hit the save button, then you're presented with the save as dialog. You can locate this file wherever you want on your computer, and if you hit the save, then you are given the option to export or just open it in the player and view what you just recorded. For this training demo, this little training video, I'm going to show you the export option. And so I click on export, and that brings me to this little dialog, and I can either save it as a Flash file, an Adobe Flash file, or a Microsoft Windows AVI file. If you're going to edit the file later on, you might want to choose the AVI format, as most packages will import the AVI format and let you edit it. In this case, I'm just going to choose the Flash option. I say OK, and again, I am brought to, oh, sorry, not again, but in this case, you are, once you hit the OK on this, you're given a little dialog that lets you control the quality of how you're going to export. Once you say export, then you're given the save as, and in this case, I'm going to save a Flash file, so I can specify where that file is going to be saved and the file name. And at that point, you're done. You can now post that Flash file or AVI file to a YouTube channel, or you can put it in the repository. You can save it as part of content in your web application, reference it there. However you want to do it. If you need to put it into the repository on our IBIS PH YouTube channel, you can send it to myself or Paul Leo. And of course, if you have any questions about this training video or just questions in general, please feel free to send us an email or give us a call. Thanks.